Hi everyone, Amanda here from Buyers Agency Australia. Before we get into it, a quick reminder, this is not financial advice. It's general in nature, and while it might sound like I'm settling a few arguments you've had with Uncle Dave at the barbecue, you should always seek professional advice before making property or financial decisions. Now, picture this. You're at the family barbecue. You're one sausage sizzle deep, eyeing out the barbie for another, and someone hands you a cold drink, and like clockwork, the property chatter kicks off. Everyone suddenly becomes an economist, a property expert, an investor extraordinaire. Uncle Kev, who hasn't bought a property since 1987 and certainly has no idea about current markets and tax laws, starts giving tax advice. Yeah, mate, just write everything off against your investment property. Like the ATO hasn't figured that one out. Pretty sure the ATO is all over tax evasion and tax fraud, but hey, maybe I'm wrong and Uncle Kev is right. Maybe your cousin Sarah just bought off the plan in a mining town and is now warning you against investing in property at all. And then, of course, someone always pipes up with, "The boomers had it easy, mate. We're screwed. Might as well just travel." Let's cut the crap. Let's talk about it. Barbecue myth number 1. The boomers had it easy. It's impossible for young people to buy now. Sounds good, doesn't it? Sounds like a free pass not to try. Sounds to me like an easy way to justify throwing your money at other things and giving up. It's a load of crock. Yes, property was cheaper in dollar terms 30, 50, 80 years ago, but affordability isn't about price. It's about serviceability. How much of your income goes towards repayments? That's what determines affordability. Let's take 1990 as an example. Interest rates were at a nice, meaty 17%. That meant every dollar you borrowed was being absolutely belted with interest. 17%. Just take a minute to digest that. On a $1 million loan, that's $170,000 post-tax dollars just in interest. You'd have to earn $250K gross just to cover the interest on today's loans at that interest rate. And you say the boomers had it easier? Despite that, let's look at today. Even with rates at 6%, you're paying far less of your income to service a mortgage than families were back then. In fact, in the late 80s, households were spending around 75 to 80% of their household income on mortgage repayments. Today, it's closer to 50 or 60% on average. So what is the problem now? Lifestyle inflation. Back then, you had one car, no Uber, no Afterpay, no $1,200 iPhones, no streaming services, no $6 coffees, no designer dogs, no $250 gym leggings. Today, we spend a lot more money on a lot more things. The cost of living has exploded, but not because of property, because of how we live. So yes, it's hard, but it's not harder. It's just different. And the solution is not giving up. It's getting smarter and playing the game better. Barbecue myth number 2. Somebody made a mozza 30 years ago. That means the gravy train is over. This one, the classic. You had to buy in the 90s to make money. It's too late now. Let me say this clearly and plainly. That is not how economics works. No, sir. Yes, some people made huge gains over the last 30 years because the population grew. Demand outpaced supply. Interest rates dropped. But that doesn't mean the growth is over. It just means the shape of the journey changes. We're not looking for 300% growth over 10 years. We're looking for stable, long-term, inflation-beating growth. And guess what? That still exists. If wages grow at 3%, inflation sits around 2 or 3%, and your property grows at 6 or 7% annually, you are still ahead. You are still winning. You are still building equity. What doesn't work is trying to time the market perfectly or waiting for the next boom cycle or hotspot or playing silly games only to win silly prizes. The property train isn't over. It just left the station a while ago, but it's still going and the track is long. You just need to catch the next stop, not sit on the platform sulking. Barbecue myth number 3. My neighbor bought a lemon and lost money. Therefore, property investing is a scam or a pyramid scheme. Okay, this one always comes with a story. You know the type. My mate Dave bought a unit in Darwin off the plan and lost 60 grand. Cool story, Dave. But here's the truth. One bad decision does not invalidate an entire asset class. Imagine if someone said, I once invested in Apple shares and lost money, so the stock market as a whole is a scam. You'd laugh at them, right? Especially if it was Apple. Bad property purchases happen when people buy without doing their due diligence, chase high yields in volatile areas, follow the crowd or fall for marketing, buy off the plan at inflated prices. It's not the property that's the problem. It's the approach. Good investors don't just buy property. They buy the right property in the right market with the right strategy. So next time somebody gives you a horror story, ask, what research did they actually do? 9 times out of 10, they were gambling, not investing. Barbecue myth number 4. Tenants are a nightmare. I heard this one story where blah, blah, blah. Cue the horror story. The tenant grew weed in the basement, punched holes in the walls, brought in 12 cats. I know of one story, true story, where the tenant was keeping a live pig in the bathtub ready for imminent slaughter. I have no idea what happened. It wasn't my property. But yes, these stories do exist. They are a minority and they are always easily handled. Like turning a blind eye and scoring free salami. Listen, yes, bad tenants do exist. But so do bad landlords and bad property managers and bad property choices. Here's the truth. Most tenants pay their rent on time. Most tenants treat the property with respect. Most tenancies end without drama. You can mitigate almost every risk with good property management, a thorough application screening process, landlord insurance, clear lease terms. If your investment strategy is to be personally offended every time someone leaves a scuff on the wall, you are not ready to be a landlord. Property investing is a business. Treat it like one. Okay, barbecue bonus myths rapid fire edition. You should wait for the crash. Cool. And while you're waiting, the market moves on without you, like that ex that got married a year after you broke up. Timing the market is a fantasy. Time in the market is what builds wealth. Interest rates are too high. It's not worth it right now. Rates rise, rates fall, tide goes in, tide goes out, but prices tend to only fall once. If you buy well, you refinance later. Waiting for perfect conditions is how people end up 10 years, an entire property cycle, and doubled prices behind. Property always doubles every 10 years. Also false. Some properties double in 6 years. Some take 20. It depends on the asset, the area, and the strategy. Nothing is guaranteed. But if you buy well, you can call this one mostly true. So next time you're at the family barbecue and someone starts preaching about the end of the market, the evil of tenants, or why young people are doomed, smile politely, nod, and know better. because property myths are like bad sausages: common, overcooked, and best avoided. Keep your sausage sizzling by knowing how to keep the grill hot. If you want help cutting through the noise and building a real property strategy, book a free 15-minute call with our team using the link below. No jargon, no nonsense, just straight up advice and clarity. And while you're here, check out our other episodes, video posts, and content. We're here to help you sort fact from fiction and invest with confidence. I'm Amanda from Buyers Agency Australia. Thanks for listening, and go easy on the barbecue myths out there. We all need a fair shake of the sauce bottle, right?